My fellow Canadians, I'm David Kennedy Morrison at CanadaDave.com. I'm also a serious, groundbreaking federal politician. I lead off this website with 3 phenomenal videos, and altogether it prints off over 3 full pages of pure dynamite, and most Canadians will be with me. I'm Dave Morrison, and Mr. Harper is a nobody compared to me, and my fellow Conservatives will soon know that. All Canadians will quickly understand that too. My fellow Canadians, I can give the leadership to Canada that would maintain and solidify the greatness that Canada has never known. It is now too late for me to qualify for this fall's federal election. But no matter who wins it, by that time I expect to have the full support of most Canadians, and shortly afterwards there will be a Conservative leadership convention for me to replace the inadequate Stephen Harper. A minority government in the fall is most probable, and that will not last long. And as the new Conservative leader, I'll look forward to obliterating the Liberals and the NDPs. Fairly soon, I will become your very decisive and dynamic Conservative Prime Minister of Canada. And most Canadians already know that leadership is not the issue in this country. Leadership is the problem. My fellow Canadians, I would want to be known for fairness. Separatism will never be an issue in Canada when I am the Canadian leader, simply because separatism would not make sense. I will firmly establish national unity right across Canada for all Canadians, including all Quebecers. As Canadians will remember, nearly every seat in Quebec's part of the House of Commons in Ottawa was held by the Bloc Québécois, that atrocious, worthless pack of separatists. Quebec held 2 referendums to separate from Canada, and in the one, they nearly separated. Thank God that the very great Jack Layton fixed that ridiculous situation. Jack is gone now, and at some point the mangy, filthy separatists could bounce right back. When I am the new and very great Conservative leader, though, Quebec would never be allowed to separate from Canada at any time, and Canadians would have nothing to worry about. With me, national unity will be very strong in Canada anyway, and that will be good for all Canadians, including all Quebecers. I will always level with you and tell it like it is, my fellow Canadians. At the end of this video, I'll have my guitar and I'll do one of the earlier Rolling Stone songs, Pride of Stone. Actually, I've got a pretty good voice. Marijuana will never be decriminalized any further in Canada with me, while the despicable clown Liberals want it to be pushed and sold in stores if they are elected. I say that Canada does not need that. That little Trudeau is nothing to me, and the majority of Liberal voters are against marijuana being legalized. And so I believe I will have those votes. I will almost totally destroy the Liberals and the NDPs when I get my chance. The Liberals and the NDPs are complete misfits, morons, and clowns, with nothing whatsoever to offer Canadians, only their stupidity. Most of us already know that that is the truth, so that is a fair statement. I have lots of my own Kennedy charm, and down the road, all Canadians all across Canada will have a chance to vote for fairness, good judgment, national unity, and more. I believe I will have the adoration, respect, and support of nearly all Canadians, and that most Canadians who normally vote Liberal or NDP will also be voting for me, and they will vote Conservative. Almost half my ancestors are Kennedys, and although I too could end up being in danger, I could be even greater to Canada than John and Bobby were to the Americans. The Conservatives in Ottawa have been learning over the phone from me all about what I can do for them and what I can do for Canada. Harper is no match for me because I am a genius resembling no other politician in Canadian history. As a result, Mr. Harper himself will be history, and he won't be missed by the overwhelming majority of Canadians at all. I'll be a great leader who will make nearly all Canadians happy and content. With me, Canadians will also be blessed to have what will be a huge and very amazing Conservative majority government. And my fellow Conservatives, you will like that. It is still a mystery to me and millions of other Canadians how that pair from Quebec, Pierre Trudeau and John Chrétien, somehow stayed in power for nearly 25 years. My heart has always reached out to Westerners because they never vote Liberal, and I know they could not stand those two ridiculous bozos. That pot-smoking little Justin Trudeau was in the news not too long ago because he is such a complete little twerping moron that he actually believes that he can make deals with the Taliban. The Liberal Party itself is just a desperate conglomeration of misfits and clowns and has no way to provide any leadership whatsoever for Canadians. The Liberals have almost forever been in the business of trying to fool Canadians, and they do not let up. Canadians have learned some real lessons, and most Canadians are fully aware that the strong suit of Pierre Trudeau was leading Canada ruthlessly down the garden path of destruction. Those Liberal clowns now think Canadians will want dope to be peddled in stores. And they're also trying to hand another Trudeau to Canada after the first one gave us a 60-cent dollar and nearly bankrupted this country. The Liberal Party is so ridiculous that it is filthy. It is also completely loaded with total imbeciles. Canada's biggest problem is it needs better leadership. Most Canadians want that too. And nobody really wants Stephen Harper very much anyway, but I'll be a legend. My fellow conservatives, never, as your greatest leader of all time, will I stumble or will I fumble, and we together can have ownership of any federal election. I'll be your leader because this great conservative party of Canada, party of ours, will respond to the wishes of the Canadian people. My fellow conservatives, I promise you the Canadians will give me incredible support and that I will introduce all of the Liberal NDP morons, misfits, and clowns to the total disaster that they so much deserve. I have the same birthday as Hitler, April the 20th. But for many years, God has been with me to be Canada's leader, and He will also be with Canada 100% at all times. Many Canadians don't bother voting in federal elections, but that is not their fault at all. Also, many Canadians would agree with me that Canada's leadership in Ottawa has been worthless for decades. The main problem for the good Canadian people is that there is seldom anybody worth voting for, and that is the problem now. When I lead Canada, though, I will have those votes. I will deliver Canada from decades of pitiful and worthless leadership, and that is my promise to all Canadians. I am a Londoner, now residing near there in St. Thomas, Ontario. My wonderful hometown of London has never had its own Prime Minister, but I will be that first Prime Minister for you, London. And my fellow Londoners, I will not disappoint you. I'm also in this for my brother and my sister, my girlfriend, my children, and of course you, the great Canadian people. I studied politics and philosophy of politics at the University of Guelph. This is also in the hands of my very good St. Thomas Police Force. And when it is not so busy, the police women who answer the phones there, well, they are all my sweethearts. Mr. Harper and Mr. Trudeau can say whatever they like about me. Canadians will not be listening anyway. My fellow Canadians, I'm the only politician in Canada who levels with you that the courts are seriously flawed, and I will actually do something about that for the welfare and the protection of all innocent Canadians. Too many innocent Canadians keep getting burned by corrupted, trigger-happy judges in court. Thousands of defendants cannot even get fair trials. That situation has never been any good, but is even worse now with the ridiculous Harper. Stephen Harper's tough anti-crime policy is causing people to be jailed, now more than ever just on the word of anyone, usually with no evidence at all that a crime has even taken place. Of Court cases that are covered by the news media, however, being in the public eye, require proof of guilt. Of course, being in the public eye. But multitudes of innocent Canadians keep getting jailed who have done nothing wrong. As the most decisive leader in Canadian history, I will apply pressure to the courts, and many judges will need to improve their conduct. I promise all Canadians that I'll probably eliminate enough injustice in the courts to make Canada the greatest of all the world's democracies. Also, I do guarantee world fame for Canada. That innocent until proven guilty stuff is just a big lie created for the public to believe. And I am certain the same big lie exists in every democracy in the world. I'm just saying, there is no way that that big lie will ever survive here in Canada when I am the great Canadian leader. The courts have never had to be accountable to anybody, but they will need to be accountable to me and my phenomenal conservative government. With your support, cleaning up the Canadian courts will be just one of the many things that I do for Canada, all of which can be seen here at CanadaDave.com. The Liberals and the NDPs have never had anybody like me to deal with before, and I won't make it easy for any of those ludicrous clowns and imbeciles. They'll all get one-way tickets to their own destruction, and mark my words, that will all be with the best wishes of the Canadian people. Jack Layton was an honest and great politician, but he is gone now, and all is left is Harper, Trudeau, and Mulcair, all of whom are completely worthless to this country. I will fill that huge void that exists, however, for the glory of Canada and the good of the Canadian people. I ask for the support of all Canadians, because I will always serve Canadians and this great country with the respect and recognition that they so much deserve. I have plans to bury the little Trudeau and the misfits of the Liberal Party. They want to push and sell their marijuana, but I will be elected in a landslide by most Canadians as your new and very great Conservative Prime Minister of Canada. My fellow Canadians, I will make sure that the disgusting Liberal and NDP imbeciles are almost completely wiped out and fried like bacon. And I will do that for all Canadians. I would gladly do that for Canada and the great Conservative Party. Also have the full assistance of nearly all Canadians. I will convincingly win the federal election to provide Canada with the leadership that is always needed. That election will also be a living hell for the little Trudeau and his misfits, and I would be highly honored to serve this great country. Mr. Harper, Mr. Trudeau, and Mr. Mulcair, all three of those ridiculous, mindless bozos, are for the birds. And my fellow Canadians, they need not even try to flex their little muscles with me. All Canadians will find at CanadaDave.com plenty of reasons why I would be a great and very incredible PM. I'm Dave Morrison, and Canada needs better leadership. I'm counting on you, the good Canadian people, to give me plenty of support for my national campaign through the mail. I have this message for gay and bisexual men, for those of you who have AIDS. If you choose to spread your AIDS to any of my unsuspecting Canadian women, it would be your last mistake. The same is for serial killers and child killers. You will get the death penalty. Canada will have capital punishment for severe crimes. So if you don't stay away from my innocent Canadian women, you will be playing with fire. May God speed to all Canadians. I'll be there for you soon, Canada. I want to thank all the Canadians from all across this great country for your wonderful mail I received so far, and I love reading it. I also want to thank you for your increasing financial support. That is what I need, and all of us together can create that leadership convention later on that will dispose of the useless Stephen Harper for good. Then, when I am your Prime Minister, I promise you I will be your greatest leader of all time, with good common sense for all of Canada. I want to do something to help small business in Canada. About 65% of all businesses consist of owners and employees in small business. Large corporations keep getting huge tax breaks, while small businesses keep going under. So I'm going to be there for small business in this country because I am totally aware of how much small businesses need me. Nobody is above the law and nobody is below the law. But as your next Prime Minister, I will pass many new laws. I will always make changes where changes are due, and women will not be allowed to take men to the cleaners in divorce settlements as much as they do now. Many things about the way Canada is being governed make me angry, and my fellow Canadians, I will never be any hopeless Mickey Mouse Prime Minister for the great Canadian people. First I'll do in that ludicrous Harper and then make the Conservative Party not just great, but greater than ever for all Canadians. Afterwards, I'll ruin the Liberals' little Trudeau and the bearded bozo Mulcair of the NDP to form a huge Conservative majority government for all Canadians. After that, I'll move mountains for all Canadians. God is with me, and He will also be with Canada. Promise world fame for Canada, also with your support, the kind of greatness that Canada has never known. I want a lot for myself, but I'm not a selfish man, because I especially want to be of great service to Canada. Pardon me. Whatever. I describe on this website all of what I want to do for Canada as your greatest leader ever, with not a doubt. My fellow Canadians, shabby leadership is all that the nowhere man Harper has for Canada. Anyway, Rick, I'm just going to play that tune in front of everybody, and that'll wrap up the video. So I'll just grab the guitar, we'll do that. Good. Anyway, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, so anyway, here we go. Okay. Alright. This song about Heart of Stone. Rick, you only grab me a chair from the kitchen? Oh, never mind, it's alright. Okay, you're at Walmart? Alright, anyway, this is it's a song by the Stones, Rolling Stones, one of the earlier ones. Song called Heartstone. Some of you may remember this. Anyway, I've been playing guitar, singing for years, probably 40 years, whatever. You know. So so I'll do this one anyway. There's been so many girls that I know. I've made so many cry, and still I wonder why. Here comes another girl. See her walking down the street. I ain't got no love. Ain't gotta be. But she'll never break, never break, never break, never break. It's hard as stone. What's different about her? I don't really know. If she tries acting right, you know, only make me glad. Here comes another girl. I see her walking down the street. I ain't got no love. Not the kind of me. But she'll never break, never break, never break, never break. It's hard as stone. Won't break this hollow stone, darling. It's hard as stone. You better go home. There've been so many girls that I know. I've made so many cry, and still I wonder why. Here comes another girl. I see her walking down the street. She's all by herself. I'm not the kind of me. But she'll never break, never break, never break, never break. This house is well, thank you. And thanks for listening to my video, my fellow Canadians, and may God bless Canada, and good night.
Okay.
Yep.